Here's a little activity you can follow along if you've been watching my Logic Pro tutorial series. We shall engage in a few handy songwriting devices to create a finished song in just a few minutes. Let's begin with a new project. Creating a MIDI track will help me discover the tempo of the piece I'm constructing, and I'm imagining a chill-out R&B style would be nice. So let's activate the metronome. I reckon 80 BPM is pretty chill. Now we create our Global Chord Track. Pull down our Global Region tab and you'll see at our disposal the Global Chord segment. We bring our playhead back to bar 1 to create our first chord. This will be a G major 7 with a bass note of E. Tap to take us to the next bar where we'll create F sharp minor. Tap twice more to create the same 2 chords in the next 2 bars. And we've got ourselves a 4-bar loop. I'd like the last 2 bars to have different chords on their third beats. So I right-click on the group of chords to ungroup chords. They are now split from each other. I shall right-click the third bar to split this in 2 by selecting double chord rhythm. I execute the same procedure on the 4th bar, and this is also now split in 2. I shall rename these chords A and B with no embellishments. Hit return to finish this task. Let's begin with the real music making part of this tutorial by adding our first track. Let's close our global window and head on over to the loops library. For instrument, I'm going to go with kits. Genre, we might not find what we're precisely looking for, but looks like the closest one could be hip-hop R&B. I'm looking for a MIDI loop so that I might make modifications to it to fit my arrangement. There may be some parts I'd like to mute. I like this funky pop drums, so I'm going to click drag this over to our track 1. I'm planning to introduce the drum synth and even an AI session drummer, so I've left only hi-hats and percussion on this beat pattern. Let's bring in a drum synth for track 2. We click the icon, and lo and behold, we see its user interface. Let's go to the category snares and claps to select a human clap. We audition it by clicking the icon. Right-click to create a MIDI region. Double-click on this to open the piano roll editor where we shall insert our first hand clap. We discover that the velocity of this hand clap is way too high. What do? We double-click this hand clap to open up the details of this MIDI note. Track 3 is where we'll create our own sample instrument. First, let's drag in a WAV file that I sampled from my OB12, and let's audition it. I shall only use one segment from this WAV file to stretch across the keyboard. To create our sampler instrument, we drag this WAV file to the left. We pick Quick Sampler Original. Immediately, we see the wave file stretched across our screen. Let's tidy it up a bit. The start for one, and the end just before it changes pitch. Now for the loop points. I'd like a sustained sound so that the sound lasts continuously for as long as I hold the note. So I go right to where it says loop. No loop, yes loop, forward loop as a matter of fact. Let's hear what we've got so far. Let's tidy the loop points a bit, shall we? Those curvy arrows represent the loop points. I might begin the loop here and end it there. It's a little rough, but we can tidy it up by using crossfades. If you've been watching my quick sampler tutorial, you'll know exactly what to do. This one sample will populate all 88 keys of your imaginary keyboard. The undulations you hear, to keep them moving at the same rate, no matter which part of the imaginary keyboard they are found, high or low, you select flex time, follow tempo. I can't wait to record a line with our own sampler. Let's jump into our quick sampler instrument and look at its modulation sources. First, our LF01 for vibrato. Target would be pitch, and amount, let's give it 33 cents, and let's hear how it sounds like. Let's solo it. We can fade it in so it doesn't sound so clumsy. The next thing I like to do is to alter its filter cutoff. Let's go to Quick Sampler's Modulation Matrix area and enlist the help of the modulation wheel to target its filter cutoff. Give it an amount so it knows what it's working with. Then go to the filter section and activate it. You'll see that it's at 100%. Let's hear what it sounds like first. Let's adjust it somewhere insignificant so that the modulation wheel has a chance to work with it. Exactly. You don't hear any changes, do you? Because we haven't engaged the modulation wheel. Instead of playing the modulation wheel, we can draw these changes in. We go to the piano roll editor of the instrument, select these parameters, and pencil them in. You should see how it sounds like. There we are. Let's play in a bass line. Time to add some AI players. Let's bring in a drummer. And a piano player. I hope this video has inspired you to try some of my methods. Please like and subscribe if you found this video useful. Thanks.